Hello, this is Matt on the Moon Family Sedan channel. Are we at the start of a historic accumulation phase in the world of crypto? Well, you know my stance if you've been following me for a little while. Yes, more likely than not. If you just look historically at how humans behave when you have really high prices, people FOMO in, and then selling begins to take place, and eventually markets go down sufficiently, people are panicking, and then people are panic selling and making important financial-based decisions based on emotion rather than logic and data and all that jazz. Well, you know, there are a few things to consider here. I'm going to share with you perspective from somebody who's well known in the world of crypto, specifically on this topic. Look, the market moves in tandem. So if it's true of Bitcoin, it's going to be true of XRP and just about everything else that's not a rug pull, you know? And also, we see major players jumping in right now. And don't we see that every time we're at a damn bottom of a market cycle, you see major players jump in? You know, major players that weren't really necessarily participating, or not that much at least. And we're seeing more behaviors like that. And so if it seems that times are still scary, or even if it's just too boring because there's not enough volatility for Bitcoin, even though it's still, a volatile asset class. But if it's not what you've been accustomed to, because crypto is the most volatile asset class on the entire planet, this is normal. It's a known quantity that there's incredibly high levels of volatility. Then you have these periods of time where maybe it's a little bit less so. But wouldn't it be weird if none of that ever existed? And so, like, when you jump into crypto, understanding that's the case, when it does what you knew prior to jumping in crypto should happen, why are you disappointed or sad or impatient regarding that? We know that crypto has different periods of time where we see this type of volatility or lack there. Actually, I mean, frankly, there's been less volatility than normal in crypto lately. But we know this. We're at extremely low levels compared to where we were just about a year and a half ago. And so the fact that markets participants are behaving like, you should have known that they have been if you've looked at over 10 years worth of history. Well, the fact that they're doing what they've been doing for a decade still shouldn't be terrifying. So the fact that prices are down now, like, to me, it just represents an opportunity. And I have taken advantage of that. I did when prices went down even further in November after the FTX stuff. And they go down further, then if I do buy more, then I'll be happy to talk about it. I also want to mention, in case you didn't hear me explain the last video, I am sick. So if I don't sound like myself, your ears do not deceive you. I feel like my voice is a little bit rougher than normal. I don't know what I have. I don't know if it's touched with the Rona. I don't know if it's the flu. I have a thermometer, but it is broken. So I don't even know if I have a temperature. I just know I could not have put out any content yesterday because I didn't even have a voice. So way, way, way better, even in just close to like 36, 38 hours, something like that. But ever since morning yesterday, oh my God, been doing nothing but streaming and reading about crypto stuff and getting tons of sleep. But I'm just so bored laying in bed, streaming crap. I was like, no, I think I can handle talking some crypto stuff. That's much more fun. I mean, it's to show you how desperate I was watching a Harold and Kumar Christmas movie. I kid you not. Desperate times, my friend. It's time to talk about crypto. But before going further, I do want to be clear. I do not have a financial background of any kind. I am not offering financial advice. And you definitely should not buy or sell anything because of anything I say or write. I'm just an enthusiast who enjoys making YouTube videos about crypto-related topics, but just as a hobby and just for fun. As I record this, XRP is down to 33 cents. Bitcoin at $16,609. Market cap for the asset class, $805 billion, and Bitcoin dominance 39.69%. So, For basically the last few days, that's about where we've been hanging out. Crypto Fear and Greed Index, 28 out of 100. About where we've seen it lately. And this metric is interesting to me, though. I've been tracking this a lot more than normal recently. It's the number of new XRP accounts created. And not surprising, of course, we saw a huge jump after FTX collapsed and then after the fears of potential Binance insolvency. Those fears throughout the market, and tons of new XRP accounts created, obviously, as people were getting their XRP off exchanges. But now even from the Binance situation, we're weeks past that. And yes, some of the interest in creating new XRP accounts has died off, but it's still notably above where it was prior to all this stuff. I don't know if that means that there are more people recognizing opportunity right now, or if it's still you just have this hangover effect of all sorts of people being like, okay, finally I'm going to, now that Christmas is over, I'm actually going to, move forward with taking self-custody of my XRP, maybe. But I'll tell you this right now. XRP new account creation, a little shy of 2,000 new accounts yesterday. Well, that's still somewhere in the neighborhood of upwards of like maybe 75% new accounts compared to what the new daily number of new daily accounts would have been prior to all this. So it's still way, way, way higher. And after weeks and weeks, I've never seen anything like this, so I just thought I'd mention it. Now there's this from the Daily Huddle. Bitcoin investors likely at start of historic accumulation phase, according to Messari CEO Ryan Selkis. Now look, Ryan Selkis, he hates XRP, and he hates Ripple. It is what it is, though, and I think that some of what he says he really believes, and I think some of what he says he probably doesn't really believe, but he'll say just about anything to argue in the negative for XRP. But he has said some positive things having to do with the SEC v. Ripple lawsuit, so that's good, I guess. But setting that aside, just because people have what I perceive, my personal opinion would be ridiculous opinions about XRP, it doesn't mean that I don't think they have anything of value to offer in the world of crypto. And this is somebody who's very well known in crypto. And he had something to say about this, and this part resonates with me. This, I think, is accurate. And it's just another metric you can look at to think, unless something really strange is going on far outside the norms of what we've seen for the last 13 years or so that crypto's existed, well, this is the bottom or close to it. And I do acknowledge, you could have wildcard events. I've been saying that forever. But outside of that, come on. And even then, if it's a wildcard event, it's probably short-lived. Piece reads as follows. Crypto intelligence firm Messari founder and CEO Ryan Selkis says that on-chain signals are flashing a buy signal for Bitcoin. In an interview with the financial publication Barron's, Selkis says that the market value to realized value, or MVRV for short, indicator, suggests investors are in the early days of a long-term accumulation phase, exhibiting behavior that's similar to when it bottomed out in previous bearish cycles. Quote, an MVRV that hits 3 has meant sell right now, and an MVRV below 1 has meant start accumulating for crypto's entire history for Bitcoin. Where are we now? January 2015, December 2018, i.e. sell a kidney to buy more territory. End quote. I like that. That makes sense. Historically, this is what it meant. And so it's not that history literally repeats itself, but it's humans being humans. I'm not anticipating that we're going to see something dramatically different outside of a wild card event, which is okay, fine. It's the same silly humans with the same silly human DNA that make people emotionally buy and sell. I'm counting on those people continuing to exist. That's part of my investment strategy, is that there will be humans that act ridiculously, and then I just take advantage of that by not doing anything, not behaving like them, just literally doing nothing after I purchase. That's my strategy. I know, very sophisticated, right? Yeah, not at all. But it works. It really works in stocks, and it works in crypto. I firmly believe that. And so, yeah, if you look at that metric, it was the same in January 2015 and December 18, 2 other lows for those cycles. That's where we are now. And to so many people, it just feels like, it's never going to get better. It always feels that way, but I don't care what it feels like to you. It doesn't matter. I want my Lambo now. I want to be on the moon now. Yeah, well, okay. Sorry, little baby child, but it's not how this works. It comes when it comes, which is why the best strategy, in my humble opinion, is to just be ridiculously patient. And I'm not the least bit impatient. I'm not starting to shake on that ground, not in the least. I will be however patient I need to be. My bet is that either XRP goes to 0 or XRP will hit a new all-time high in enterprise discovery. It's been my bet for many years at this point. Basically 5 years at this point, because I remember thinking that specifically after it was pretty clear that XRP had topped in 2018 and started going back down along with the rest of crypto markets. I was like, well, I'm just going to start dollar cost averaging in, and I waited for the market to go down substantially. XRP had hit close to $4, and by the time it got down to, I think, about 55 cents, I was like, well, I doubt this is the bottom because I'm probably not that fortunate, but I'm going to start buying here. And I started buying dollar cost averaging in regularly. I believe I was purchasing weekly back at the time. It was either that or bi-weekly. It's been so many years I can't recall, but either way, the point is I was buying like 55 cents. And then as it went down, I was like, oh, okay, cool, I can buy it cheaper. And then I bought more, and then more, and then more. And the cheapest I was able to purchase it came in March of 2020. Got it for 15 cents. But all of this price action in between, I don't care, because my bet is my bet is my bet is my bet. Either it goes to 0 because people decided that it's just not valuable, or we're going to hit a new all-time high because at some point, well, it could be for any number of reasons. I think if you play the long game, XRP is valuable, so I think, but even outside of that, if you're just looking at markets moving in tandem, I think we could hit it for that reason too. We could hit a new all-time high. I just don't pretend to know when. And if I'm wrong, then I lose everything, and that's possible. That's the game I'm playing here, though. Piece continues though. MVRV is a ratio of the market capitalization of an asset relative to its realized capitalization and is used to assess whether an asset is priced above or below the fair value. So folks, point being is, historically speaking, it's pretty clear the indicator is that it's below fair market value, effectively, if you want to word it like that. The point is there's been too much of a sell-off, and the asset class moves in tandem. Piece continues. Last week, Selkis said that other bullish catalysts for Bitcoin included the halving scheduled for the first half of 2024, as well as Bitcoin's neutrality and global acceptability. Quote, Bitcoin is in a historic buy range in terms of MVRV, only seen 3 times in the past decade, January 2015, December 2018, and March 2020. He says, we're also 18 months out from the halving, and Bitcoin is the only crypto considered an outside money candidate for USD reserve skeptics, end the quote. Yeah, well, that's literally not true, because there are all sorts of people, even within our community, XRP community, that think that XRP could be that reserve. And look, the idea of a cryptocurrency or more than one cryptocurrency having some type of reserve status at some point way in the future as the asset class matures, I don't think that's bonkers, but to state that it's reserved specifically for Bitcoin doesn't make sense. And additionally, in terms of the halving, with every halving, it's that much less meaningful. Because when you're understand, there's 21 million Bitcoin max, over 19 million have already been mined. So keep cutting the production in half, every several years roughly. So what? It's already almost all out there. And I understand in terms of the number of humans that are, buying and selling what's available on exchanges. Okay, fine, I get it, and mine are selling. But there's that much less to sell. Doesn't that matter? I say the answer is yes, obviously. But I think this is cool stuff. Look, the opportunity at hand could not be more clear. And I was saying the same thing several years ago when we were at the bottom of a bear market. I just launched my YouTube channel, December 14th, 2018. That's when I published my first video. I was having a blast. People were terrified, and people were not sufficiently paying attention to crypto. But that's why I say also kudos to you for paying attention right now. This is when it matters in terms of positioning. That's my personal opinion. So there we are. And also, I want to mention this. I'm going to be brief on this just because I mentioned it the other day. But there are 2 headlines here, and I just want to make a point about it. There's this one from the Daily Hodl. Financial giant Fidelity files trademark applications for NFT marketplace in the metaverse. Well, isn't that weird? I thought all the crypto stuff was dead. Isn't all going to cease to exist? Because Fidelity, they have something like $10 trillion in assets under management. Some stupid, I don't know what the numbers. They have some stupid high number of dollar in terms of dollars, assets under management. And they're doing a crypto thing. I'm just saying. And then there's this headline from the news. Banking giant HSBC files trademarks for a wide range of digital currency and metaverse products. Wait, they're doing that too? That's crazy. And they're going to be launching a cryptocurrency exchange, apparently. That's what it looks like. So I'm just saying, isn't it interesting? The big players from legacy finance jumping into crypto when everybody else is telling you it's the end of the world. People like Jim Cramer doesn't know what the hell he's talking about. Sell your damn crypto. That's what he says. Okay, well, other people, other major institutions see a brighter future for crypto, including BlackRock. Say what you will about them, and it's fine if you don't like them. That's not the point of bringing them up. Even if you think they're the most despicable company, financial firm on the planet, then okay, fine. But they're going to bring so many people into crypto, and we are here first. Isn't that part at least that part positive? I'm just saying, man, there's so much reason to be optimistic. Now, I don't know how further things are going to bleed, but eventually a bottom is always found, and then there's a reverse to the upside. So as far as this being a historic accumulation phase, well, very well may be. I mean, if you look, again, historically at when we should expect things to eventually turn around, I mean, this is the time we're bottom out, so eventually, yes. And in terms of dollar figures, yes. I would anticipate it would outstrip all the previous cycles. Now, of course, for people buying in, if they bought in, higher than where we are now or closer to the top, there's that in terms of the multiplier effect they're getting if they're not buying at lower like close to the bottom of the bear market prices. Then the multiplier effect they're going to get would be less fantastic, obviously, but still, like the multiplier effect from here. Even if the multiplier effect is less, and I actually do think this will be the case, the multiplier effect itself will be not as impressive compared to the last bear market bottom. But in terms of the dollar gain, it will be more impressive. And so I'll just say, like, for someone like me who's been holding since before even the last one, cool. Because I haven't cashed out into USD. I am not afraid. I'm not ashamed to admit that. I'm proud of this because I'm going to see this damn thing through. Either I'm right or I'm wrong. But there's been nothing that's popped up to make me think I need to change my strategy when it comes to investing in and holding cryptocurrencies. I think either I'm right or I'm wrong, and all the price action that's happened up to this point is not an indicator of either me being right or being wrong. I'm just going to see this thing through. That's it. So yeah, I do think there will be less of a multiplier effect compared to if you look at the bottom of the previous market cycle, just for crypto in general. But in terms of dollars, and again, I had mine personally purchased before that. In terms of dollar increase, yup, happy to look at that. I'm not a financial advisor. You should not buy or sell anything because of anything I say or write. That would be a very, very, very bad idea. Until next time, to the Moon Family Sedan.